I was born with one extra soul and one extra spirit than ordinary people. I lived for 22 years immune to all evils. I didn't even know what it felt like to have a cold or a fever. Then, on the day I became an adult, the head of the Su family, the wealthiest, personally, came to my door with 10 million in cash. He knelt at my doorstep with a thud, begging me to be a living amulet for his beloved daughter. I hadn't planned on agreeing, until they promised to hire the world's best experts to save my mother, who was hanging on to life in the ICU. Later, I found out that Su Yan, the daughter of the Su family, was born with a missing soul and spirit, and wouldn't live past the age of 25. The master they hired had calculated that only my extra soul and spirit could replenish her life. The condition was that I had to stay within 10 meters of her 24 hours a day. My soul and spirit could not suffer the slightest disturbance, otherwise she would die on the spot. Everyone knew how important this rule was. Half a year ago, at a business conference, the driver arranged by the organizers took a wrong turn. I ended up 500 meters away from Su Yan, and she ended up in the ICU immediately. That same day, that company was blacklisted by the Su family across the entire industry. They went bankrupt within a week. Even the boss owed hundreds of millions and fled the country. Ever since then, as long as Su Yan and I aren't in the same car, both cars are equipped with the most advanced positioning systems. My personal driver has to check the position with Su Yan's driver every 30 seconds, just to avoid any mistakes no one expected. That Shen Yan, Su Yan's fiancé, who had been abroad for 5 years, would cause trouble the moment he returned. That day, Su Yan was going to attend an important industry summit. Right before leaving, Shen Yan offered to drive me. I didn't even have a chance to refuse, before he pushed me directly into his car. Once inside, I realized the positioning devices in the car had been completely removed. Why, surprised? He cast a glance at the rearview mirror, spinning a limited edition lighter worth tens of thousands between his fingers, his face filled with disdain. I heard Yan doesn't want to leave your side for 10 meters. I think you're just trying to use that as an excuse to leech off the Su family, a toad wanting to eat swan meat. Don't even look at who you are, thinking you're worthy of sticking to my fiancé every day. I frowned and explained. You've misunderstood. I stay at the Su family, only to repay a debt of gratitude. I have never coveted anything from the Su family. Shen Yan sneered and leaned back in his chair. Repay a debt of gratitude? You're lying to ghosts. We're both men, don't I know those little thoughts of yours? Isn't it just that Su Yan is pretty, and the Su family has money, and you want to use this chance to climb up? Let me tell you, now that I am back, as Yan's fiancé, I have an obligation to help her clear out parasites like you. The Shen family and the Su family are a perfect match. In the future, the Su family's assets will all be mine. Don't think about taking a single cent, and don't you dare have any indecent thoughts about my fiancé. Just then, the driver, old Mr. Zhao, turned around. His face pale. Mr. Shen, what he says is true. If we get too far from Ms. Su, she will really die. We still have time to turn back now. Shen Yan's expression darkened. He pulled a dagger from his pocket and pressed it against old Mr. Zhao's waist. You're just a dog of the Su family. Is there room for you to speak here? Drive your car honestly, or I'll stab you first? Old Mr. Zhao trembled with fear, quickly turned back, gripped the steering wheel, and cold sweat dripped from his forehead along his chin, creating a small wet patch on the steering wheel. Just then, the alarm in my pocket suddenly went off. The ear-piercing siren nearly blew the roof off the car. The red warning light flashed, painfully warning. Exceeded safe distance by 3,000 meters. Please reduce the distance immediately. Warning, warning. Shen frowned, grabbed the alarm from my hand, tore the wires off directly, and threw it out the car window. The black alarm smashed against the roadside granite. With a clanging sound, it shattered into pieces, sparks flying everywhere. What a piece of junk, it's so noisy. I'll warn you one last time. If you turn back now, you can still handle the consequences if you keep driving forward. You won't be able to regret it in time. Shen Yan laughed as if he had heard a joke. Regret? I, Shen, have grown up never knowing how to write the word regret. Little tricks from con artists like you could only fool those like the Su family who seek medical help in desperation. I've been abroad for so many years, what kind of swindling haven't I seen? Today I will expose your true colors. Consider it my first gift to Yan. Upon returning home, you'd better confess honestly how you deceived everyone in the Su family. Otherwise, when we arrive, I'll let you taste those torture methods I learned abroad. I stared into his eyes. You will regret this. Shen Yan rolled his eyes. Just as he was about to speak, the satellite phone in the car rang suddenly. Old Mr. Zhao glanced at it and answered cautiously. The anxious voice of Su Yan's private doctor came through. Old Mr. Zhao. Where are you? Bring Chen Feng back immediately. Miss Su's condition is very bad right now. She's already having trouble breathing. The blood drained from old Mr. Zhao's face. Just as he was about to speak, Shen Yan snatched the phone away and hung up with a snap. They called again, and he hung up again after hanging up 3 times in a row. He turned the satellite phone off directly. What's the rush? Wait until I expose this con artist's true face, then it won't be too late to go back, Mr. Shen. The satellite phone called so urgently, something must be terribly wrong with Miss Su. Please let me turn around and go back, otherwise a grave mistake will be made. No sooner had he finished speaking than the dagger in Shen Yan's hand sliced across his face. My business. Is it for you to dictate? I am doing this for Yan's own good, for the good of the Su family. If I don't drive this con artist out, then I will regret it. Keep driving, head to the no man's land on the outskirts. Old Mr. Zhao didn't dare speak again. Grit his teeth, gripped the steering wheel and kept driving forward, tears mixing with the blood on his face. Sitting in the back seat, I could clearly feel that the portion of the soul and spirit attached to Su Yan was returning to my body bit by bit. Every bit that returned, Su Yan's life grew weaker. That master had previously said that our maximum safe distance was 100 meters. Now we had driven nearly 10 kilometers away, 100 times the safe distance. After driving for another 10 minutes, the car finally stopped in an open area in the no man's land. 2 bodyguards in black suits dragged me directly out of the car, throwing me heavily onto the gravel ground, making my back ache painfully. Wait, no, I had never known what pain felt like before. Because of the extra soul and spirit, I never had any sense of pain. Shen got out of the car and walked up to me, looking down at me from above, as if looking at an ant. Speak. What dark magic did you use to deceive everyone in the Su family? Confess now, and I might let you suffer less. I ignored him, focusing only on sensing Su Yan's presence. At this moment, 90 of that portion of soul and spirit had returned. Su Yan must already be in a coma. If I go back immediately, there's still a chance to save her. Take me back now. The Su family won't blame you. Otherwise, it's not just Su Yan's life. Your Shen family is finished too. Oh, still daring to threaten me. Beat him until he's willing to tell the truth. The 2 bodyguards punched me right in the stomach. Then fists and kicks rained down on me like raindrops. I didn't even frown, you bastard. Who do you think you are, daring to threaten me? The Shen family and the Su family are family friends. Even if I beat you to death today, the Su family wouldn't turn against my Shen family for your sake. Aren't you born with an extra soul and spirit? Don't you never get sick? I want to see just how tough you really are. After kicking me for more than 10 minutes, he was breathless himself. I hadn't made a sound, not even a groan. Shen Yan frowned, a bit suspicious. The bodyguard next to him leaned into his ear and whispered something. His eyes lit up and he laughed. Oh, there's such a good thing? Bring it here quickly. Within 2 seconds he walked over with a vial of light blue potion, squatted in front of me and shook it, smiling with malice. This is a good thing I brought back from a laboratory abroad. It can magnify human pain by 100 times, specially prepared for tough guys like you. Today, I'll use you as a test subject. Saying this, he grabbed my chin directly and injected the whole vial into my neck. Within a second, every sense in my body was magnified. The places where I had been beaten burned like fire. Every inch of my bones felt like it was being crushed. I couldn't help but groan. My strength began to fade rapidly, and my soul was trembling. That extra portion of soul and spirit, to protect me, began to contract violently, summoning back the remaining soul fragments that were still on Su Yan. Shen looked at me, curling up on the ground in pain, laughing even more happily. How is it? Doesn't feel good, right? Are you willing to tell the truth now? Just then, the satellite phone thrown aside suddenly rang again. Shen Yan frowned and answered. The doctor's voice came through, sounding like he was about to cry. Mr. Shen, I beg you, bring Chen Feng back quickly. Miss Su has already fallen into a deep coma. If it's any later, it will be too late, he said dismissively to the phone. What's the rush? It'll make this con artist tell the truth immediately. Once I expose his true colors, Jan's illness will naturally get better. Con artist? What con artist? The doctor's voice was filled with confusion, but Shen didn't wait for him to finish. He hung up the phone directly, and even popped the battery out and threw it far away. Mr. Shen, he has been by Miss Su's side for 3 years. If he were a con artist, he would have been discovered long ago. How could he have stayed so long? This is the Su family's highest secret. Afraid that someone would harm Miss Su, so it wasn't made public. Even I only found out last year. 3 years. He has actually been by Yana's side for 3 years. She never told me. I am her fiancé. Why even keep me in the dark? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. He must have used some dark magic to bewitch everyone. Beat him again. Beat him until he confesses what dark magic he used. The bodyguard's fists and kicks landed on me again. This pain was like 1,000 needles pricking me. I gritted my teeth and didn't let myself scream out loud, my consciousness starting to blur. Just as Shen delivered the final punch to my face, I clearly felt that extra soul and spirit had returned completely to my body. Becoming incredibly solid, Su Yan's life had reached its end. With red eyes, I stared dead at Shen, my voice raspy as if sandpaper had scrubbed it. Shen Yan, you are doomed. Shen Yan heard this and slapped me directly across the face, causing the corner of my mouth to bleed. You still dare to curse me? I think you're tired of living. You are just an ordinary person with nothing. Why do you deserve all the resources given by the Su family? These opportunities and privileges originally belonged to me. You don't deserve to touch even a bit of it. During the struggle, a redwood plaque I had in my pocket fell to the ground, red as blood. That was the soul plaque that the master had made for Su Yan and me back then. Please use the soul essences of the two of us as a bridge for me to replenish her soul and spirit. As long as the soul plaque is not, even if her soul is completely scattered, there is still a chance to save her. My heart tightened, and I reached out to grab it. But Shen Yan stepped on it first. Oh, what is this that makes you so nervous? Is this the root of your dark magic? If I crush this thing, will your dark magic be broken? When I go back, Yan will surely thank me. Well, he said this and prepared to apply pressure with his foot. I was scared out of my wits and shouted at him, "Don't step on it." The movement of Shen's foot stopped, and he smiled even more smugly. You won't let me step on it? Sure, beg me then. At this moment my mind was full of Su Yan's image. She would always smile and call me Brother Chen Feng whenever she saw me. When my mother had her surgery, she secretly slipped me a card, saying if it wasn't enough, just ask her. She said when she was better, she would go see my mother with me, and take me to eat the sugar-roasted chestnuts she liked most as a child, with red eyes and a trembling voice. Please don't step on it. Begging isn't enough. Shen Yan took out his phone to turn on the video recording, and waved it in front of me. Kneel down and say to the camera that you used black magic to deceive the Su family, and that you wanted to steal the Su family's fortune. Then ill spare this pathetic plaque. I gritted my teeth as my knees slowly bent. Crashing onto the gravel ground, I admit that I used black magic to deceive the Su family members, and profited from it. Wouldn't it have been easier to be obedient like this? You just had to take a beating. I stared at the soul plaque under his feet, my voice hoarse. Can you give it back to me now? Shen Yan looked at me as if he had heard the biggest joke. If you want it, crawl between my legs. Rage filled my chest instantly. I clenched my fists so hard that I didn't even feel my nails digging into my flesh. But when I thought of Su Yan waiting for me to save her, I still lowered my head and crawled between his legs. The gravel tore at my chest, leaving bloodstains everywhere after I crawled through. I looked up. Can you give it to me now? As soon as I finished, I heard a crisp crack sound. Shen Yan stomped down hard, and the rosewood plaque shattered in two. In that moment, I could feel it. Su Yan's last faint breath completely vanished. I was filled with hatred, my eyes so red they were bleeding. I roared at him. Shen Yan laughed hysterically, looking at me like I was a fool. You idiot. Did you really think I would give it back to you? I was just playing with you. Now that your black magic has been broken by me, Yanyan's illness will be cured immediately. A scammer like you doesn't deserve to live in this world. I tried my best to rush over and fight him to the death, but a bodyguard kicked me hard in the chest. I fell heavily to the ground and spat out a mouthful of blood. Shen looked at me with disgust and waved his hand at the bodyguard. Enough playing around. Throw him into the forest behind to feed the wild beasts. Don't let him appear in front of me ever again. The two bodyguards heard this and dragged my dying body, heading deep into the forest. Just then, a helicopter's roar suddenly came from the sky. A jet-black private helicopter hovered above our heads. The cabin door opened, and the Su family head held a shotgun, his face ashen as he roared at Shen Yan. Shen Yan! Tonight is the day you die. The propeller overhead kicked up dust and sand everywhere. The gold-plated Su on the fuselage was blinding. I lay on the gravel, gasping in pain. In a daze, as soon as the door opened, a figure in a custom black suit slid down the rope. It was the head of the Su family. He was supposed to be meeting multi-billion-dollar partners at the summit today, but now his custom suit was wrinkled beyond recognition, and his usually perfectly groomed hair was a mess. The expression on his face was one I had never seen. In the 3 years I had been with the Su family, a panic like no other. Shen, standing nearby, looked up at the helicopter too. The propeller noise was so loud earlier that he hadn't clearly heard the Su patriarch's thunderous roar. Instead, he smiled smugly. Oh, it's Uncle Su. It must be because Yanyan noticed I wasn't at the venue, so she specifically sent Uncle to pick me up. Look how much she values me. He didn't forget to kick me hard again and spat on me from above. Stupid, see that? Your little black magic trick was long ago exposed by me. The Su family will never believe you. Today just happens to be the strategic cooperation talk between our families. The day to finalize my marriage with Yanyan. It'll take you, a scammer, back to be exposed publicly. Uncle Su will surely reward me for it. I was in so much pain, I couldn't even lift a finger to point at him. The effect of the pain-amplifying drug was at its peak. Every bone in my body felt like it was being crushed by a millstone. Every time I opened my mouth, blood spilled out. I couldn't even say a full sentence. In a blur, I saw the Su patriarch rushing toward me, his expensive handmade leather shoes crunching on the gravel floor with a sharp sound. Shen Yan quickly put on a flattering smile and met him, reaching out to shake hands. Uncle, why did you come? Personally, I just happened to catch this scammer who was deceiving the Su family. Look at me. Before he could finish, the Su patriarch walked past him, grazing his arm, and knelt in front of me, his hand shaking. How are you? Can you still hold on? I coughed up some blood, looking at him with blurred vision. President Su. Yanyan, her soul plaque is shattered. Don't speak, it'll take you back immediately. Hold on, he said, trying to help me up. Shen was stunned for a long time, unable to react. Seeing this, he rushed to block our path. Uncle, you're helping the wrong person. It's me, Shen Yan. I am Yanyan's fiancé. This kid is a scammer. He used black magic to harm Yanyan. I just broke his black magic, and even recorded a video of him confessing. The Su patriarch looked up and scanned him coldly, his gaze like looking at something dead. Get lost. Shen Yan thought he hadn't recognized him, and hurried to lean closer. Uncle, have you forgotten? My father is the head of the Shen family. Our family spoke on the phone last week about confirming my marriage with Yanyan. I've even eaten at your house when I was a kid. This kid is really a scammer. I interrogated him clearly. He just wants to steal the Su family's fortune. Don't be fooled by him. Before he finished, the Su patriarch raised his hand and slapped his face hard. The force was so strong that Shen Yan staggered to the ground, half of his face instantly swelling up. Blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. Shen Yan was stunned by the slap, clutching his face in a daze on the gravel. He couldn't recover for a long time, unable to figure out that he had helped the Su family remove a pest, so why did he get slapped? But the next second, he saw the dozen bodyguards brought by the Su patriarch draw their guns, black muzzles aimed directly at his forehead. The Su patriarch crouched down, pinching the shattered rosewood soul plaque on the ground, his knuckles turning white, his voice filled with tangible rage. The Su family's treasure, which we are afraid of even dropping, you dared to touch. Today I will let you know who exactly you have touched. Your Shen family will have to pay the price. Shen was completely stunned by the slap, holding his burning, swollen face, staring at the Su patriarch in disbelief, his voice cracking. Uncle Su, you hit me? Didn't Yan Yan tell you? I am Shen Yan, the one who's about to marry her. I was half carried by a Su family member. The movement of getting up, tugging at the wounds on my back, making me cough violently. A mouthful of blood sprayed onto his suit jacket. The Su patriarch panicked instantly, not caring about Shen Yan at all, hurriedly reaching out to support my head, cautiously avoiding all my wounds, turning to shout at his bodyguards, "Why are you standing there? Get the medical kit, hurry up." Shen Yan, seeing he was completely ignored, his face turned green. With a gloomy face, he waved to his 4 bodyguards, who immediately stepped forward, blocking the helicopter's ladder. Uncle Su, I respect you. As an elder, that's why I am polite to you. Don't be bewitched by this scammer. Shen Yan stepped forward. I won't let you take him away today no matter what. What if his weakness is fake? What if he attacks you on the plane? I am doing this for the Su family's own good. Our families are old friends. We're about to become family. I don't want to make things ugly. You have to hand this scammer over to me to take back, to reveal his true face in public, and give my Shen family an explanation. Otherwise, no one is leaving today. Even if my dad were here, he'd agree with me. The Su patriarch was already full of suppressed fury, and hearing this, the veins on his forehead popped out. He carefully helped me sit on a nearby stone, and loosened his wrists. I originally intended to settle accounts with you after saving Yan Yan. Since you're looking for death, you'll break your legs first, then settle this score properly with your father. Shen Yan still thought the Su patriarch was bluffing, chuckling and waving his bodyguards over. Be gentle, don't hurt my future father-in-law. He's just been bewitched by this scammer. He'll realize my worth once he wakes up, but his bodyguards were no match at all. The Su patriarch was an army scout in his youth, skilled in combat in less than 3 minutes. All 4 bodyguards were lying on the ground groaning, limbs broken, unable to even crawl. Shen was terrified and turned pale. Uncle, I was wrong. I was just joking with you. How would I dare to block your path? But this person really is a scammer. I have a video of his confession. Shut up! The Su patriarch stepped forward, grabbed his collar, and smashed a heavy fist into his stomach, making him throw up last night's dinner. If you dare call Xiao Chen a scammer one more time, I'll pull your tongue out right now. Shen Yan gasped in pain, not daring to say another word. The Su patriarch didn't bother with him anymore, turning to carefully help me onto the helicopter, even taking the terrified old Zhao, who was huddled on the side. Just as the cabin door was closing, the Su patriarch gave Shen Yan, slumped by the side, a cold glance. Go back and tell your father. Prepare to face the consequences. The Su family's industries, don't you dare touch a single hair of them. If anything happens to Yan Yan, I will bury your entire Shen family with her. The helicopter took off with a roar, heading straight to the temporary medical point at the summit venue. The bodyguards on the plane immediately gave me emergency treatment, hooking up IVs and pain relievers. But the effect of the pain-amplifying drug hadn't worn off. I was still delirious from the pain, my mind full of Su Yan smiling and calling me Brother Chen Feng. As soon as we landed, dozens of industry bigwigs waiting at the landing pad surrounded us. Standing at the front of the crowd was Shen Yan's father, the Shen family head. He was supposed to sign a multi-billion-dollar cooperation deal with the Su family today and officially finalize the marriage. Seeing me carried down, covered in blood, his face instantly went pale. The Su patriarch handed me over to the waiting medical team, turning to look at the Shen family head. No expression on his face anymore. He's in your hands now. The coldness around him almost froze the surrounding air. Shen Bai, what a good son you've raised. If you can't give me a satisfactory explanation today, not only will our cooperation be voided immediately, but all the industrial chains under the Su group will blacklist your Shen family until you go bankrupt and liquidate. The Shen family head's face turned ash white. Just as he was about to ask what happened, a sharp sound of tires screeching came from afar. Shen, bruised and battered, drove over in a hurry. Uncle Su has been bewitched by a scammer. He wants to unite other families to blacklist the Shen family. As soon as those words came out, the bigwigs gasped in shock. The Shen family head was so angry his vision went black, rushing up and slapping Shen across the face, throwing him directly to the ground. Blood flowing from his mouth, Shen Yan was dazed, holding his face in grievance. "Dad, why are you hitting me? Everything I said is true. That scammer really used black magic to harm Yan. I even broke his magic before he could finish." A doctor in a white coat ran out, looking deathly pale. "President Su, we tried our best. Miss Su's vital signs have completely disappeared." Just then, the Su patriarch came out of the ER. The doctor had just told him that the pain-amplifying drug injected into me was a banned foreign experimental product, which had permanently fused with my nerves. For the rest of my life, whenever I feel any pain, it will be amplified 100 times. Even a mosquito bite would be like getting shot by a bullet. The Su patriarch had been in the business world for a lifetime, having seen every type of storm, yet upon hearing this, his eyes instantly turned red. Now, seeing Shen's oblivious, smug expression, he was so furious he could crush his teeth and wanted to rush over to beat him. The Shen family head hurriedly protected Shen Yan behind him, saying to Shen Yan in a deep voice, "Yaner, what exactly did you find? Explain yourself in front of everyone. As long as you're right, Dad will back you up." Shen, feeling even more emboldened, took out his phone and played the video of me being forced to confess. The sound blared throughout the entire hall. I admit that I used black magic to deceive the Su family members and profited from it. After playing the video, he held his head high triumphantly, claiming credit to the Su patriarch Uncle Su. "I've broken this scammer's black magic. The wooden plaque he used for spellcasting was smashed by me. Yan will never get sick again." As soon as he said this, the Su patriarch, furious, pointed at his nose and cursed. "Shen Yan, you bastard!" He said those words voluntarily. "You forced him with Yan's life. You say you broke the black magic. Then tell me, why is my daughter lying inside right now? Her breath barely left." Chen Feng is the benefactor invited back by our Su family. He is Yan's life. You aren't saving her. You are personally pushing her toward the gates of hell. President Su, it was all him. It was all Shen Yan forcing me. He was jealous that Mr. Chen stayed by your side every day, and as soon as he got in the car, he disabled the tracker, held a knife to my waist to make me drive into the no man's land, and smashed the alarm too. Patriarch. He went back on his word. Mr. Chen was humiliated and forced to his knees in public. Yet he heartlessly crushed the soul plaque. He looked toward the head of the Shen family. "Shenbai, if you don't give me a satisfactory explanation today, none of you in the Shen family will walk out of this venue alive." Brother Su, that is absolutely ridiculous. There is no such thing as a soul plaque linked to one's life in this world. Have you not thought that maybe that brat Chen Feng cast some dark magic on Yan, deliberately scamming your Su family for money? Exactly, Uncle Su. Yan hasn't woken up, so the dark magic must not be fully cleared. Let's drag Chen Feng out and interrogate him. Now he must have accomplices. Enough. The Su patriarch roared, standing up abruptly, the air pressure around him chillingly low. He knew better than anyone that Su Yan's soul deficiency was something she was born with. She had been falling into comas occasionally since the age of 3, and at 18, she ended up in the ICU with 3 critical condition notices. It was only after he searched the whole country for experts that he found me, born with an extra soul and spirit. At that time, he held a 30 million treatment fee, kneeling at the door of my old house begging me to save his daughter. I signed the agreement without a second thought. I stayed in the Su family for 3 years, barely even leaving the house. In those 3 years, Suyan's health improved more and more, even allowing her to go to school and work normally. It was all my doing. Now Shenyan actually dared to call me a scammer. The Su patriarch immediately ordered the entire conference center to be locked down, not allowing a single Shen executive attending the meeting to leave. They were trapped for 24 full hours. Until the next morning, when I finally woke up in the emergency room while unconscious, I had a dream. I dreamed of Suyan. She was wearing the white dress she wore when we first met, her eyes red as she told me not to take risks for her anymore, and to live well to take care of my mother. I reached out to grab her, but she drifted further and further away. Then, the master who had performed our soul binding appeared in my dream, telling me a way to save Suyan. The price to save Suyan is too high. You will most likely die. Images of these 3 years flashed through my mind, me celebrating her birthdays, going to see the sea with her. She would always be the first to share anything fun with me, smiling as she called me Brother Chen Feng, saying when she recovered she would be my bridesmaid and watch me get married. She treated me like a brother, and I had long since thought of her as my own sister. I couldn't watch her die. So when the Su patriarch came to my bedside with red eyes, I looked at him, opened my mouth, my voice hoarse, yet every word clear. Uncle Su, I can still save Yanyan. As soon as these words were out, everyone guarding the door was stunned. The Shen father and son, just brought over to apologize to me, had faces as pale as paper. I ignored their reaction, just looked at the Su patriarch, and stated the conditions to save Suyan one word at a time. After hearing this, the Su patriarch knelt at my bedside with a thump, crying like a lost child. The Shen patriarch, hearing the conditions, was so terrified he collapsed onto the floor, kicking Shenyan hard, screaming at him to kneel and apologize to me immediately. Little Chen, is what you said true? But the soul plaque is broken. That master clearly stated, once the soul plaque shatters, Yanyan would have no chance of survival. I leaned against the hospital bed rail, my face still pale. But my tone was unusually calm, Uncle Su. The method was just taught to me by the master in a dream. I haven't tried it, but there's at least a 50% chance. Suli rushed over with red eyes, dropping to his knees before my bed with a thump. As long as you can save my sister, I'll do whatever you ask. From now on, my life is yours. Wherever you tell me to go, I will never turn back. I hurriedly reached out to help him up, my gaze passing through the glass wall looking at Suyan lying in the isolation ward. She was quiet, like a sleeping porcelain doll. I smiled. I don't need anything, this is my own choice. The Su patriarch, seeing my death-defying look, instantly realized something was wrong. Grabbing my wrist, his voice trembling, Little Chen, tell me the truth. Does this method require your lifespan? You aren't recovered yet? Why don't we wait? I'll find that, master. No matter how much money it costs. I shook my head gently. Uncle Su, every minute we delay puts Yanyan in more danger. We can't wait. I have only one request. If I have an accident, please take good care of my mother. She is the only relative I have left in this world. Su Li slapped his chest and guaranteed, his voice hoarse. Don't worry, Brother Chen. Your mother is my own mother. From now on, if anyone dares to touch a hair on her head, I will skin them alive. With your word, I can rest easy. I smiled, threw off the blanket, and got out of bed, walking toward the isolation ward step by step. Inside, I pulled the curtains shut. Shen Yan saw this and jumped up, shouting at the top of his lungs. What is he doing? Yan is unconscious now. He must be planning something sinister. I told you he was a scammer. He's definitely trying to harm her. No sooner had he finished speaking than the Su patriarch ordered coldly. Gag him. Throw him in the storage room, and don't let him out without my orders. Suli was so angry he kicked him. You piece of trash, you brought my sister to this point, and you still have the nerve to bark here. When my sister wakes up, you'll be the first one I break the legs of. You're selfish and greedy. Only Brother Chen is worthy of being my Su family's son-in-law. Inside the isolation room, I couldn't hear the argument outside. I had already propped Suyan up to sit, interlocking my fingers with hers, sitting face to face on the left side of my chest. A sharp dagger was embedded, the blade halfway inside. The master said in my dream that my extra soul and spirit were hidden in my heart. To save Suyan, I had to feed her my heart blood and recite the soul-nurturing mantra he taught me, which would gather her scattered soul back together. Previously, I was born without the sense of pain, and my recovery rate far exceeded normal people. Even with a dagger in my heart, I wouldn't die immediately. It would heal before long, but now Shen had injected me with a pain amplification agent, making the pain of the dagger in my heart magnified 100 times. Like 10,000 small knives cutting back and forth on me, I shook all over from the pain, my hospital gown soaked through with sweat, but I bit my teeth together and didn't make a sound. But this was only the first step. Since the soul plaque was broken, I had to completely separate my extra soul and spirit from my life soul and fuse it with hers. To achieve this, I had to draw heart blood every half hour. 7 times in total. Timing couldn't be off by even a second, or all previous efforts would be wasted. After 7 draws of blood, my extra soul and spirit would leave my body forever, and my recovery ability would become identical to a normal person's. A normal person's heart being stabbed 7 times is a death sentence. I gritted my teeth and counted the time. The first draw of blood arrived. I gripped the dagger's hilt and forced it another inch deeper. Just then, the door to the ward was violently kicked open, and the Shen patriarch rushed in with 2 men in Taoist robes, pointing at me and shouting, "He is a demonic entity. Take him down quickly, otherwise Miss Su's soul will be sucked dry by him." I tightened my grip on the dagger, completely ignoring the Shen patriarch who had stormed in. It was exactly time for the second draw of blood, so I gritted my teeth and pushed the dagger in another inch. The excruciating pain was magnified 100 times, like being sliced into 1,000 pieces. My clothes were so soaked in cold sweat I could wring them out. Yet I didn't even moan. I steadily collected a small cup of heart blood, prying Suyan's mouth open to feed it to her bit by bit, every half hour. Not a single interval could be off. By the 7th draw of blood, my vision was already blacking out. My hands were shaking. After feeding her the last bit, seeing Suyan's pale face gradually return to a healthy rosy color, I breathed a sigh of relief. A mouthful of blood sprayed out, staining her hospital gown red, and my vision went dark as I collapsed. I felt myself falling into boundless darkness. As I was about to lose consciousness completely, a warm hand suddenly grabbed me. It was Suyan. She was wearing that white dress, smiling as she called my name, desperately pulling me toward the light. I wanted to respond to her, but I couldn't open my eyes at all, only feeling, at the spot of my heart, a faint pulse synchronizing with hers. Outside, the Su patriarch was pacing anxiously when his phone suddenly rang. Seeing the caller ID, his whole body froze the moment he answered the phone. Tears streamed down his face. "Dad, you can come in now," it was Suyan's voice. The Su patriarch dragged Suli and rushed into the isolation ward like a madman. Seeing Suyan sitting on the bed, alive and well, these 2 men, who had been ruthless in the business world, instantly turned, red-eyed, and cried like children. But the next second, their gaze fell on me lying next to her, seeing the 7 bleeding wounds on my chest, and their hearts wrenched again. Suli's voice trembled with urgency. "How is he? Is he all right?" Suyan reached out and gently wiped the cold sweat from my forehead, her eyes full of pain and tenderness. "Don't worry, he will be fine." She turned her head to look at the Su patriarch, the tenderness on her face instantly gone, leaving only bone-chilling coldness. "Dad, I have a request." The Su patriarch nodded quickly. "Tell me. Not just one, I'll promise you 100. Use all the Su family's resources to completely dismantle the Shen group. I want the Shen family to pay the price they deserve. I've wanted to do that for a long time. They almost killed you, and little Chen," the Su patriarch's expression was also terrifyingly cold. "This debt must be settled," Su Li chuckled from the side. "Honestly, Brother Chen was even willing to risk his life for you. Why not just have him be my brother-in-law? That'll save us from other idiots trying to scheme after you." You have no sense of decorum. From this day on, the Su family severed all cooperation with the Shen family, recalling all overseas trade channels. That day, the Su patriarch held a press conference. The Shen group's revenue shrank by half in a single day. That wasn't enough. The Su family linked up with all upstream and downstream chains, encircling Shen family products on all fronts, stealing all their clients with prices below cost. In just 1 month, the once glorious Shen group announced bankruptcy and was acquired by the Su group for a pittance. The Shen patriarch took Shen Yan, bringing piles of gifts to apologize on their knees, but they couldn't even make it through the Su family's gate, getting thrown out by security guards. Shen Yan, harboring hatred, blamed all his misfortune on me, climbing through a window in an attempt to murder me in my hospital room. But he didn't know that to protect me, Su Yan had installed over 100 cameras around the room. As soon as he touched the windowsill, he was pinned to the ground by security guards and sent straight to the police station, where he was sentenced to 10 years. Another month passed. Su Yan was sitting by my bed wiping my hands, when she suddenly flushed red, as if sensing something. She lowered her head, gently leaning in to kiss my lips. Just as she was about to touch me, I opened my eyes suddenly, startling her into a shiver. Careful now. I was injected with a pain-amplifying agent. If you hurt me, you'll have to be responsible for me for the rest of your life. I looked at her with a smile, deliberately putting on a pathetic act. Be gentle, okay? Su Yan was stunned for a moment. Then her eyes curved into crescents as she smiled. Don't worry. It won't hurt anymore. From now on, all your emotions, I will share them all with you. Later, she leaned into my arms and asked me why I had risked my life to save her. Back then I stroked her hair, because I couldn't bear to see the girl I've loved for 3 years just disappear like that.